Outlander is the Starz historical drama that keeps on giving. With the show pumping out incredibly well-received seasons every year or so, the period/time travel drama is sure to have some interesting behind-the-scenes tales. And that is exactly what we'll be unpacking today. Here are some of the most interesting Outlander behind-the-scenes secrets fans didn't know about.
Number 1. Katrina Balfe's first lead role.
Long-term fans may find it almost impossible to believe considering how well the role suits her,
But playing Craigh Fraser is actually Katrina Balfe's first acting role as a whole.
the actress who brings one of our favorite protagonists to life every Outlander episode for the past 5 seasons actually began her career as a model.
There's no doubt that Balfe plays Craigh to perfection.
But just the fact that she did not start out as an actress, and Outlander is not just one of, but her first acting role at all, is fascinating to the highest degree. Apparently, the producers and the casting team knew she was once the minute she was in the room with Sam Heughan. According to Ronald Moore, director of the show,
It was very apparent with Katrina and Sam that it was going to work.
Number 2. Sam Heughan may not have been Diana Gabaldon's favorite. On the subject of actors portraying characters perfectly, Outlander's very own Sam Heughan comes to mind as the perfectly charming and dashing Scottish hunk Jamie Fraser. But despite the overwhelming fan adoration Heughan has garnered for his acting since, turns out there was someone very important who didn't like him for the role. Diana Gabaldon, the author of the Outlander book series, on which the show itself is based, has been quoted often for claiming that she really was not on board with Sam Heughan being cast for Jamie's role. And this was based on her seeing a photo of the actor. But as soon as she saw him act and perform as his intended character, she soon changed her mind. On her website, she wrote, "Frankly, I thought he looked bizarre." But 5 seconds later, Sam Heughan was gone, and it was Jamie Fraser right there in front of me. True, no costume, no makeup, no props, nothing but cues from an offstage casting director, and it was him. As far as fans are concerned though, Sam Heughan will always be the perfect Jamie Fraser. Number 3. Everyone's hair is dyed. We mean it. Claire's gorgeous brunette locks and Jamie and Brianna's signature fiery red hair are some of the most important physical attributes of these characters. In media, the appearance of characters is always an indicator of something or the other and adds depth to the characters. But many fans might be shocked when they hear that all 3 characters listed before don't naturally produce those gorgeous hues and textures in their hair. No, the hair we see these characters don on screen is the result of many extensive procedures and sessions that are performed solely to ensure on-screen perfection.
For example, Katrina Balfe, despite having a gorgeous head of hair,
Does not have the big curls that her character Claire possesses. Sam Heughan, on the other hand, is blonde. The pair's on-screen daughter, played by Sophie Skelton, also falls victim to the wrong natural hair color.
the actress has brunette hair, so while Balfe can get away with just curling her hair on set,
Both Heughan and Skelton need to dye their hair the perfect shade to get the right look. Number 4. Jamie's scar. One of the first tragedies we see Black Jack Randall inflict on Jamie Fraser is the infamous whipping. The intense scars on Jamie's back are as hard to watch as they are a devastating plot device. After seeing those incredibly realistic scars, one has to commend the costume and makeup department for carrying this sensitive plot device incredibly well. The prosthetics in any period drama play a huge role in how the show is perceived, but in Jamie's case, it was a reflection of the trauma he went through. Makeup artist Wendy Kemp actually opened up about the process of creating Jamie's scars. She said that the scars themselves are created with 2 pieces of silicone mold. The mold has been used for prosthetics in the show from the very first season. And the interesting bit? The scars, aka the silicone mold pieces, are consciously made lighter each season to showcase them fading since Jamie has aged over the years. Number 5. Casting Brianna took ages. It is no secret that the actor chosen to portray Jamie and Claire's child needed to be perfect. The pair have brought these immensely loved characters to life on screen, and as such, viewers can build high expectations from new additions to the cast. Sophie Skelton, who plays Brianna, daughter of Claire and Jamie, spoke about how long and uncertain her audition process was. She let it slip that her first audition happened sometime in 2014, but once that was done, she never got a callback at the time. In fact, it wasn't until much later that Skelton was approached to play the character. When Brianna made an appearance on the show as Jamie and Claire's grown-up daughter with fiery red hair, that's when Sophie Skelton was cast for the role of Brianna. Number 6. Movies first. The thing about adaptations of dearly beloved novels is that there are many mediums an author can approve of. The Harry Potter franchise garnered an overwhelming amount of success using the movie adaptation route, whilst Percy Jackson failed. Similarly, you have Broadway shows, musicals, animated adaptations, TV shows, and if you're particularly adventurous, even video games. Diana Gabaldon, the author of the series on which the show is based, Outlander, revealed how the books were optioned as a movie at least 4 times. This was before producer Ronald D. Moore approached her and offered to make a series out of her books. And obviously, the decision she made was the right one, since Outlander has found immense mainstream success. This was revealed in The Making of Outlander, the official guide to seasons 1 and 2. Number 7. Tobias Menzies really didn't mind playing the bad guy. Another thing that was revealed in The Making of Outlander was how Toby Menzies really didn't mind playing someone as truly horrible and cruel as Black Jack Randall on screen. Apparently, stars asked the casting director for the show, Suzanne Smith, to make sure with complete certainty if Menzies was okay with playing a character that was sure to come off as evil and despicable to the highest degree. According to Smith, Menzies just laughed and said, "Of course not." She elaborated and said that British actors don't think of it that way because they want to be stretched. They know when it comes down to it that it will be handled in the right way. Number 8. Sam Heughan was the first to be cast. On the subject of casting for the show, Sam Heughan turned out to be the first actor to be cast for the show. This was because the producers and developer Ronald D. Moore wanted to take their time before casting such a crucial role so that they could make sure it was perfectly cast. And when you see Heughan act as Jamie on screen, you really understand why it was crucial for his character to be cast near perfectly. He's an incredible supporting character to Claire in the first few seasons, and gradually becomes a protagonist on the show in his own right. Apparently, once the casting team viewed Heughan's audition tape, there was really no doubt at all that he would make the perfect Jamie Fraser, and as such, they needed to scoop him and this opportunity up straight away before it was too late. Number 9. The red detail in Season 1. Here's an interesting detail we bet you never noticed, nor was it disclosed by anyone until John Gary Steele, production designer of Outlander, claimed to Bazaar.com. Here's the detail. In Season 1, the color red was only ever used in association with the Redcoats, aka in the form of their uniform. The costume designer of the season, Terry Dressbach, wife of Ronald Moore, told the Herald Scotland that the one costume they would have rented lots of was redcoats, but even that they couldn't because Ronald Moore, director, didn't like the color of red. Instead, the costume department had to dye fabric to his color specifications and make their own redcoats. He wanted a deeper, richer red rather than a bright cherry or candy apple red. Interesting side note, Terry revealed that the costume department made 2,000 separate items for Season 2 alone. Number 10. Brianna's attention to detail. Sophie Skelton was so excited about her role that she binged the entirety of the show to study Jamie and Claire. She had their mannerisms noted down to a science as she explained to Bazaar.com that she wanted Brianna's mannerisms to be similar to Jamie's, but she made sure that his mannerisms were genetic things that you could do without ever having seen the person. With Claire, she wanted to copy the little things she did, like folding her arms, a specific mouth-licking thing that Kate often did, and basically any tiny thing you'd pick up from being around someone at all times of the day. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed watching the video, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to get notified every time we post a new video. Thank you for watching.